Welcome back, everybody. So we're working on the Alpha Sport 50 today. Just got it sanded and painted. Went over it with the wire brush, knocked all the rust off, then went back over it with Rust-Oleum converter, and then after the converter, went back with some matte black paint. I think it looks real good. We weren't planning on doing all of this to this one. We were just going to roll with it as is, but just ended up really liking it, and that happens. When you like them, you just put more effort into them. But went ahead and did the handlebars. They look real nice. Might put one more coat on those, but I think they look really good. It decided to rain while everything was trying to dry after the second coat, so that's why there's a little moisture on there, but I got them pulled in just as it was starting to rain. I don't want to go back and rub anything, so I'm just letting it air dry. I like toweled off one or two spots just by touching it, but I think we're in good shape. It had been on there for a good hour or so before any rain came down, so it was on its way to dry. It just wasn't fully cured. Did the handlebars, as I already said, but I also did the controls. Did the left brake for the rear, and then the front brakes. Did the throttle control, the little thumb throttle, the accelerator. Painted all of this stuff, and I think it looks a whole lot better. You know, just a little effort, a little sandpaper. Touched it up, hit it with the sandpaper to just make sure that the paint was going to stick, and then went over it with the matte black, where that's aluminum. I didn't have to worry about any rust, so I just went straight with the matte black on those. Didn't use the rust converter on that. But did all the wheels and everything, so now I need to use this adapter that came with the old key and install the new key switch, get it locked into the body, so that way we can start to put this back together and get it out there on the market so that somebody can buy it and start enjoying it. So I'm going to set the camera up, and I'll be right back. We're going to attempt to put this key in there without too much trouble. Brush to some of the chrome, and so shiny we can see ourselves in it, but that was all rusted up, but I think it looks really good now. So we did not paint that, and painted up the bumper, got it treated with the rust treatment, and I really like that bumper. I was actually thinking about keeping it and putting it on another project and putting something different on this one, or just going without a bumper since it's a 50, but yeah, I'm going to leave it on there. I was going to swap it with this one, which is off of a ETON Viper that we're going to do a project on, and we don't need that one anymore. So it's going to put it on there, but I think I'm going to keep that for something else, and I'll just leave this one on there. So now I had done this video once and went back to look at it and noticed we had lost all the footage. So I had already done that walkthrough, and we were on the process of putting in the new key switch when I realized that the camera was no longer recording. So this is the key switch. It's got two tabs on the side and a little keyed piece. It fits in from the back side. First thing you want to do is feed this cable through. After the cable, you want to pull this little boot right here off the back of the ignition, the key switch, and then slide that through so that it can, easily squishes down and fits through the hole. And then once you've got that done, this guy slides in there really easy. It's got a little tab here on one side, and when you look at the hole, you'll see it's round and then has a little keyhole. That little keyhole lines up with that tab, and then you've got these two ears. Since you're pushing it in, you don't have to really worry about the ears. They'll compress as it slides through and then clip into place and lock onto the plastic. As long as you've got that tab lined up, it slides in really easy. To take it out, or if you're replacing yours, which is what we were doing, it would be the reverse process. You would squeeze those ears and then push it back through. The next step in installing it, or the first step in removing it, is to take this little retaining ring that slides on the flat parts of the key switch and holds it in place so that it can't accidentally wiggle out. I had to straighten all those little teeth because they got a little bent when we took it out, but I straightened them out with a pair of pliers. It's pretty soft metal, it's like aluminum, so it formed. The reason that those tabs were bent is because you can take those and now pull them around, and that will hold it in place. But I think we're good with it like that. I don't really think it's going to go anywhere. I may bend that really long one on the top right there, right here. I think I'm going to bend that one. Now I know it can't come out. So I bent that little tab right there. So we should be good. Alright. So now spin that boot around so it lines up with the wire. And then slide it down. That covers all your connections there on the back, and that completes that part of putting in the key switch. Now we just have to connect it to the wiring harness, and she looks all nice and pretty. This I missed this because that part of the video got deleted, but this one has a nice little cover. It covers it up. These keys are numbered, and this is the number. If you ever had to order one of these, you do that. It goes right in. You got on, and then accessories to turn on the lights for you. So, pretty cool. Got all that going right there. Alright, now we're going to step over and start putting this on that body. Or putting the body on the frame, rather. Alright, so since we have the handlebars already taken off, should be able to slide this right through without too much problem. We did have to take all of this stuff off the handlebars in order to get it through the first time. handlebars. Great. Looks really good. Alright, so got the brackets here to hold on the handlebars. One for each side, and then we have Allen screws to set them in there. Always fun with Allens. I like to pretty much get everything started by hand. That way it prevents or reduces the frequency of stripping out anything. I see some people, they get in a hurry and they just put it right on the impact driver or right on the drill and go to run something in, and then they spend the next 15 minutes cussing and being upset about what they just did. So, to me, it's just more cost effective to slow down for just a minute there and think about what you're doing, and just do it by hand, get it lined up real nice. Let's see what angle we want to go with those. Yeah, right there. We got them all finger tight. Now I'll go back and tighten them up with the Allen. I usually do the bottom ones most of the way, and then go back and then do the top and then finish the bottom. Nice to have a ratcheting Allen for that. That would be nice. Once they're on there, you can sort of, it'll hold them for you. They've got those grooves or splines on the handlebars themselves, and then there's also splines and grooves on those brackets. So you want the splines and grooves on each of those to line up, and that'll help you to know that you've got your handlebars centered. If you've got them lined up with those, because they're meant to line up with each other, and that is just like one more thing to help them not be able to slide and slip. Not going anywhere. This is the rear piece. We've got to feed these battery cables up through the hole. battery. Power has got a good bit of length to it, but the ground is short. There. Alright. Looks like this one. Connections for the battery. Got our brand new Neptune Power Products battery. It's a YTX5L-BS. It's a 70 can't speak today. 70 cold cranking amps, 12 volt, 5 amp. So this is a 5L that's actually 5 amps. A lot of these, when you look them up, they're only 4 amps. This one I got from AAA Security Depot. They're based down in Florida. I've been buying a lot of batteries from them. I guess I stepped out of the camera for a minute, but I was using some of this tire wet on the grips and just going over them, cleaning them up real good. But I wanted to do it out of the garage because that stuff, it has an odor to it. It's not necessarily that unpleasant or anything, it has an odor, so rather just do it outside. It's usually going on your car tires, but it does a heck of a job of bringing back the color and elasticity and flexibility to these grips. And once it all dries in there, it won't be real slick. This stuff dries pretty wet. Dries pretty smooth and shouldn't be overly greasy. It'll just feel like a new set of grips for a little bit. It'll be nice and soft. Slide those on there though. I got tail lights back here. I'm going to connect those up. Luckily, we had some of the original bolts. I don't have all of them, so I'm going to have to make some of my own. But we do have a bunch, so that's always good. It's always good to have something to start with. snug. It's pretty good for those. You want them on there good enough, for sure, but not so tight that they crack your glove. Can't really get your finger down in that crevice to tighten it, so just get started with that. Looking good. This one is a Phillips. It's got like little plastic. That rubber mallet, I got that for Christmas, and I've used that thing probably a dozen times since Christmas, which was like 2 weeks ago. So really getting my use out of the rubber mallet. That was like one of those awesome kid gifts that they probably bought as a joke. I'm like, we'll get Dad a rubber mallet, but man, that thing is awesome. Really like it. Works really good. I've used it for a lot of stuff. I think it's got a sticker on it that says it's for putting in tent stakes, but man, it's working great for what I need. Here's Phillips. Didn't know where you had went, Philip. This one looks like they lost a little keeper for it, but instead they provided me with a nut, which is always nice to have options. I like having a third hand at the moment, would be useful. That would be a nice upgraded option. No. That's good. Alright. We're just clipping along here, making fantastic progress. I'm very happy with how things are going. nice that almost everything on these is 10 millimeters. You know, you got the occasional Phillips head and some other sizes, obviously, but the majority of everything that's on here is 10 millimeter on all of these guys. So that's just really nice. I think I'm going to hit this with some of that black. And you guys see what it looks like now. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and go hit it with that black out back, and I'll be right back. Slide the seat on. Do the walk around. Alpha Sport LG 50cc 2-stroke, all put back together.
Yeah.
I gotta tighten up the grips.
Hi, Daddy.
And then she'll be all done. Hey, how was school?
Great.
Awesome.
You
Hey, how are you? How was school?
good?
Look at, you like it? Turn out nice?
Very nice. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Oops. I like this color.
The yellow, nice and bright.
It's really pretty.
I think it turned out really good. Hey, hop on there. Jump on. Let me see what you look like. Throw a leg over. Woohoo! Vroom, 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 vroom.
You look so cute.
It's good size for you?
I really like it.
You really like it?
Hop, hop.
You want to hop on there? Let me see what you look like on it. All right. Looks good on you. You look great on it.
It's really easy to pull these.
Yeah? I made it nice and adjustable and nice and
And it steers really good.
awesome. I'm glad you like it. I tried to make it nice and just like new.
Wait, did I do it?
Mm-hmm.
I do it. Why did I put my right up to it?
Put the helmet on, Chloe.
I